everyone, it is Misty. Welcome to At Home. I am joined today by Amy Barickman. Amy, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's great to be here, Misty.
Yes, and you have something fun to share with us.
I do. It's a new book, Love You to Pieces, A Gift of Friendship.
So cute.
Thank you.
And it comes with some fun little projects as well, right?
Yes, we're going to talk about Sunshine Polly the doll pattern and a yo-yo clown and a sock monkey.
Perfect. Let's get started. Amy, let's talk a little bit more about this adorable book and kind of where it came from.
Well, I've been collecting for years and years these wonderful handmade characters and also quilts, vintage quilts. And so this book is a combination of both, all wrapped up in a story of friendship, a little poem, and you can see it's Love You to Pieces, A Gift of Friendship. And so you'll walk through the pages and there are different characters combined with the quilts, fabric dolls.
It's so cute.
Just all sorts of bears. And the fun thing too is we've added some patterns.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to share more about how to make these patterns. So today we're going to do Sunshine Polly.
Perfect.
And here she is.
So in order to make this, of course, you'll need the book because that's where the pattern is included. There's a free download. And then what else, supplies-wise, do people need?
Well, they will want to have, what I recommend are one of the towels. These are flour sack towels that I've created in the skin tone palette. So you can grab one of those and they wash it and dry it, of course, before you make the doll. And we'll go through the steps, but it's as simple as, that cut of fabric. It's about 29 by 29.
Okay.
The other thing we've really had fun with making these dolls is to dress them with my Treasured Threads fabric.
Oh, of
so
course.
That's what we have here. You'll see this is the Missouri Star panel. So there's nice small scale prints to use for the clothing. And this is the postage stamp retro. And you can see. Now, many times we use these for embellishing denim, jeans, jackets.
Even your cute little anytime topper.
Yes, this is the anytime topper. We did a video about that too.
Yes, we did.
Yes, so that's what you see here on what I'm wearing.
A great little hack if you want kind of that patchwork look to the clothes, which is so fun.
Exactly.
And then you'd also need some polyfill,
Polyfill,
right?
yes.
And then a marking tool and some scissors, anything else? Oh, embroidery floss to do the little face.
Right, yes. And I will show you quick, just this pattern came from a vintage pattern.
Yes.
So I was able to, I'm gonna show it to you right here. This was the original doll that we based this project after, and I was able to find the actual original. So that is how the pattern is accessed, through a PDF. So it's going to be fun.
Super fun. All right, let's do it. All right, so now we have the pattern printed out, and you have the original vintage one. This is so cool.
Isn't that fun?
What a treasure.
I just thought you would love to see the original.
I love it.
So it was a free pattern in the back of a catalog that I had in my vintage collection of sewing books and ephemera. And with this, what you'll do, you'll grab your version of it that came through with the PDF.
Yes.
And you're going to want to combine the body pieces.
Okay.
So that it was too big to print on the 8.5 by 11. You'll be taping it together, and then you'll go ahead and cut out. Remember I said print 2 copies of this pattern.
Yes.
And you'll do one that'll be your cutting line template and one that'll be your stitching line template.
And you do that for all of the pieces.
Yes.
All the pattern pieces.
And then when it comes to the head and the center, the side head in the center, you're going to also want to cut out where your dart goes and where your eyes and mouth are marked.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that will help you when you're putting that face on and what we'll do there.
So then once you've got all those cut out, now you are going to put them onto
your flour sack towel.
Okay.
Yep. And we can pull that up. And we have gone ahead, and well, I'll show you here, and then we have it finished and ready. So you'll want to trace you'll need 2 of your body pieces.
Okay.
So you're going to first do your outline for your cutting.
And you would just use a washable,
Right.
wash away marker.
Right, and just trace around the edge. And then once you have that traced, you're going to go ahead and center the stitching line so you have your seam allowance there. And always remember to line up at the neck.
Because those line up exactly.
Those line up exactly, yeah. So
Okay.
you can see that. And so you'll, if it's folded, you can cut 2.
Perfect.
Pin it in place and cut them. And then when it comes to your head, you'll want to, of course, first go ahead with your cutting line, and then you'll come back in and you'll trace your stitching line and where your darts and eyes will mark. So these are darts and this is your eye marking.
Perfect. And you'll want to do one of those in reverse as well,
Correct.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you want to make sure you have each side of your
Okay,
face.
cool. Just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
And so we have already traced all of these on the other side of our tea towel here. And so now you can kind of see really well what Amy was talking about.
Right. And again, you're going to cut 2 of the body and singles of the side heads and the center head.
Yeah.
And then remember, the really important thing to remember is we like to mark the right side of the head as where the eyes are.
Okay.
And the mouth. Because then when you do turn your head right side out, you'll have the eye marking to go ahead after you stitch the head. Stuff the head, you'll be able to stitch it. And it's also really helpful when we're pinning to do that. So
Perfect.
I'll show you that here when we pin it all together.
All right, sounds good. All right, so now we have all the pieces cut out on that outer line that Amy mentioned. And so where do we go from here?
Well, first we'll start with our dart. So you want to sew the neck dart that you see here, where it's marked.
That's that little orange peel shape, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then you'll also want to stitch the 2 darts at the top of the head.
Okay.
And then you'll do that for each of your side heads.
Okay.
And then we're going to put what I think of as a gusset or the center of the head. And what I want to tell you is it's really important to pin well. And the other thing you're going to want to watch for is the eye placement, because when you get the eye placement right and matched, then your chin, under the chin, will finish in the correct spot. And you can see this one we already pinned and sewed because I wanted you to see this ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then here at the back of the neck, you will have extra fabric. So it just, and that's where that neck dart is that helps just make the shape that many times people called this the baseball head doll in the day. And I honestly, Misty, have found like hundreds and hundreds of these dolls online.
Well, it makes sense,
eBay.
especially if it was a free pattern. Like
Right.
it was readily available. So of course there's going to be a lot of them.
Yeah. So anyway, just to get the shape right, you'll want to do that. And so why don't I show you how I pin this little head onto.
That sounds great.
Yes. And so again, you'll want to match up those eyes. So I'm going to do that, match the eyes. And we like to sew from the side head is the best way to get your, the easiest way to.
So the side facing up.
Exactly, side facing up. Oops, better get the right. I'm gonna go with these little. So, and really we'll wanna use lots of pins as we go along. And again, you're just going to be looking, there's where it finishes at the bottom. And you do have a little give in this fabric to, get your curve to finish where you need to.
Sure.
And I can I'm not going to do all the pins, I'll do a few random ones, and you'll see just in theory where
everything's going to line
where
up.
it should align. So this is what I was mentioning. Having the eyes match allows you to have this back neck, and those 2 corners do match up.
Okay.
Where in the front, it's under the chin, it's not quite as
Important.
tight as a match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, all right, we'll finish these and then we'll have you stitch.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now we have pinned and lined up, starting with the eyes, like Amy said. We've got this all pinned in place, and so now I'm gonna follow this solid line, which is our stitch line, And so right on that, and just make my way carefully around. So I will start here. And pull the pins as I go. And we will just make our way.
And for stitch length, about a 3 is what.
Oh, okay. So I'm at about a
2.5, 3
Yeah.
is good.
Okay, perfect. So we will just keep following along, and we will meet you back here when this is all sewn. All right, we have made our way all the way around.
Fabulous.
I think I did okay.
Fabulous, fabulous.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so now's the point that we want to actually trim our seams to
Okay.
an 1/8 inch.
Okay.
So we'll want to do that. I could trim a little just, well, actually, I don't even have to do that. Look, I already trimmed one side here.
Okay.
And then here you can see where we would go ahead and trim this to an 1/8 inch.
Of course, yeah.
And then we'll be turning this right side out, and you could, then I'll show you where those markings end up on the eyes. So you can see,
Oh yeah.
there we have it, yeah. And that, you can see how that shape that I talked about, that baseball shape, comes together.
Yes, it really does.
So there's our little Sunshine Polly.
Starting
She's
to
coming
take shape.
together.
All
Yes,
right. And
there
so
she
then-
is.
And then in the same way, you're going to stitch the
Right.
body, right?
Right. And and again here, this one we've sewn. We've also, I'll show you, before you trim it to the 1/8 inch, I want to show you where you're going to do your clip. You're going to clip at the armpits, and this is marked on the pattern too. The points where the thumb is,
Okay.
and down here at the crotch, so that you have a smooth finish there, and you don't have any puckering.
Yeah, just those-
once you stuff it.
Yeah, those tight corners you'll
Right.
want to trim. Just be careful not to go through your stitching.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And then you've left an opening where on the body?
oh yes, you know what? Here it is, right
Okay.
here. So you can, if you remember, you could do that when you're actually drawing your pattern on your
Okay.
fabric.
Leave a little opening.
Yeah, leave a little opening. So then I can show you, here we have it turned right side out. And again, this would be right sides together too. I just
of
was
course.
noticing that.
Yeah.
And then you have where you have these markings that you made, right?
Okay.
And so what you're going to want to do is, in order for the doll, our little Sunshine Polly over there,
Yes.
to sit nicely and to be able to move her arms,
Yes.
we're going to go ahead and stuff the legs.
Okay.
And we'll start with the legs, stuff those, and then we're going to do 2 rows of stitching about a 1/4 inch apart.
Okay.
And those will provide you the joints, and you'll do the same with the arms. And you can see here where I went ahead and stuffed to this point. So if you wanted to, Misty, you could
Yeah.
go ahead and sew a couple lines of stitching there
Of
on
course.
that body.
You bet. Okay. And of course, we back stitch at the start and the stop.
Yes.
There's our first line, and then just come a little bit past. Okay, there we go.
Wonderful. Thank you, thank you.
You bet.
So now I can show you how to, once it's stuffed, what we do next.
All right, let's do it.
All right, here we have the head stuffed and the body stuffed. You can see we have a side opening where we can put stuffing in, and the head opening.
And do you want to explain why you left both openings? Because I thought that was a great tip.
Yes. So once you have the head on, if you do want to go ahead and add more stuffing to the body, you'll still be able to.
It just gives you that option. Yeah.
And then when you are stuffing it initially, like the arms, it's a little easier to get in through the head, maybe to get to the arms, and through the body to get to the legs.
Of course.
And then in the instructions, actually, they tell you to sew the whole body together before you stuff it.
Okay.
And even to embroider the face before you stuff it. We've learned that that is not the best way to get the best results in your doll.
Okay.
We've made many of these,
Yes.
Misty. And so one other tip we have is to, if you want the head to really stay on straight, it's an option. You don't have to do this by any means, but you could go ahead and get a dowel rod, cut about 5 inches, you know, get your finger in there to give it some space inside, and do the same with the head. And then you're going to put those two together, and there you have, there she's coming together.
So
and then,
cute.
yeah, I know. Well, she'll be cute.
She will
soon.
be cute.
She will be cute
I
soon.
see the potential.
Yes. And again, remember, this is all washable marker, so this all washes away.
Yeah.
And this is where you'll actually do like a ladder stitch or stitch you do for binding
Right,
the
I was going
quilt.
to say, the same as you would for your binding, so it's invisible.
Right, and you'll have more fabric in the back, so you will need to like
Just
carefully tuck that in. And then we do like to do 2 rows of stitching here. Now, I will tell you, we're jumping ahead a little, showing you the body, because I do prefer to have the eyes stitched on and the hair on before we combine it with the body.
Okay.
So we'll jump back and talk about that next.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so now we're going to dive into the adorable hair.
Yes.
So I'll let you take this away.
Well, this was kind of fun. I had looked at the original vintage version, and it was like a thick yarn.
Very heavy, yeah.
Very heavy, thick yarn. And all of a sudden I thought, wait a minute, what about t-shirt yarns? What about upcycling t-shirts?
Yes.
Then we'd have every color we needed. We just run to the thrift store and grab it. So you can see Sunshine Polly here has, I'll turn this around so you can see the part. Misty, here you can see the part that we created with the t-shirt yarn. I'm going to show you how to do that, and then you can style it any way you like.
Perfect.
Isn't that fun?
So fun. I love this.
Okay, so you grab your rotary cutter and your ruler, and you're just going to do like about a 3/4 to inch cut. And I will tell you what we did learn, thanks to my mom, Donna, is that the thicker the t-shirt, the thinner you want to cut your strip.
Okay.
So if this is a much thinner t-shirt, so
more
I'm going to
fun.
go ahead and do it at 1 inch.
Okay. And you cut the hem off first, right?
Yes, you cut the hem off first, and then you just cut strips.
Okay, perfect.
And so here we go. This is my favorite part of the doll.
We didn't
there
catch
we go.
that a little bit.
Let me just cut that
There
off.
we go,
No worries
perfect.
on that. And then when you do have this piece, you'll sometimes find some t-shirts have seams on the sides. So if you do have the seam on the side, you'll just want to grab those and cut that off.
Perfect.
Yep. And then the fun part is where you actually stretch your t-shirt into the yarn.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that
Just
cool?
as simple as that. I love that so much.
Yes, I know. And you know, it's finding the brown t-shirt, the blonde t-shirt, and then what you're gonna do, I'm gonna grab one here and show you what we've done with the head. So we're, you know, at this point, you could have put on your hair and then put your eyes on.
Sure.
Just so you know, everything is symmetrical as you like it. What you're gonna do to start is to make a cap for the doll's head. And then once you have this, and we do that just cutting about a 4-inch circle
Okay.
From our t-shirt, you know, maybe the arm or the
Yeah.
upper part. And then you're going to, first thing you're gonna do is find the center of this piece B, the center gusset of the head.
Okay.
And stitch down the center your circle there.
And you've just done like a running stitch.
Running stitch and maybe a little contrast color. So then when you attach your hair, you'll have that center part marked.
Okay.
And you'll also have essentially the scalp covered, so the brown, you know, you don't have the skin color showing through if
Perfect.
you have a little space there. And what you do is what I did is take 2 pieces of your t-shirt yarn and just one over the other, and loop them like this.
Okay.
Even them out at the ends as close as you can. You're going to cut the hair later anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then what I've already stitched one on here, you can see where I just take that loop, those where they're looped, and I'm just going to, I have my, see if I have my thread here and needle already on. And you're going to want to stitch down each side of your t-shirt yarn to that brown cap that we put over the head.
Just to secure it in
Yeah,
place.
just to secure it. And then one by one, you'll stitch down each piece of your t-shirt yarn. I don't know that I got that perfect, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
And then in the end, you'll have, you'll have this. And I go to about, let's say 3/4 of the way around the head, and then you'll finish, and you can see here how we just, depending on your hairstyle, you can secure the rest of your t-shirt yarn in place.
To cover.
Right. And then you can do, if you want to braid it, you can do braids. If you want to do, pigtails, you can do pigtails.
That's so cute. And
we
you
have
just tack it in place to make it stay where you want.
Right, exactly. So it can
darling.
be so fun too, I think, for, a great project to do with a younger member of the family.
Of course.
And they can learn to sew and make a doll. And I do have a variety of hairstyles too that we've done in some of the dolls back here.
Yes, they're so cute.
So those, again, are thanks to Donna.
Her very talented mama.
Yes. Oh, yes. And she's also helped with the clothing. So I'm excited to also talk about.
Yeah, let's go ahead and touch on that.
Well, let's start here with our blonde-haired Sunshine Polly. And what we have here is the pattern that comes with the PDF that you access through the QR code in the book, Love You to Pieces. You do get a little shirt pattern, and this is the shirt pattern.
Okay.
And this we just used, we got a shirt out of the closet and cut it up.
Use what you have.
Yes, exactly. And then the skirt is actually the retro postage stamp treasured threads panel. We did a little, this is my cheater faux patchwork fabric that is so much fun to work with, and the scale was perfect for the doll.
It's adorable.
Now the skirt isn't a pattern as part of it, but it's a very simple, 3 times your waist to cut a rectangle and add a waistband.
Exactly.
Very simple.
So cute.
Yes, and then we've also, one doll she did, we just extended the shirt and made it into a dress. So
really
very
fun.
simple. And the pattern does also come with the overalls.
Okay.
So, and that.
I think we had one right here, this little girl in her overalls.
Yep, there she is. And she is actually wearing the Missouri Star panel.
Oh, so another treasured threads.
Exactly.
Super cute.
And I think her overalls, we just upcycled a chambray shirt.
That's so fun. And so this is so great, Amy. So everything comes with this book.
Yes, let me explain.
Okay.
So it is, in the back of the book is and I'm going to just take you through a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
In the front of the book, there actually is a place to inscribe the book to a friend or as a gift.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the book just has a variety of little passages, whether it be friendship, there's some humor in it.
It's so sweet.
And in the back of the book is that you'll find here is the QR code, and these are the 3 patterns that come through the QR code.
Perfect.
You have the Sunshine Polly, the clown, and the sock monkey. People love the clown and the sock monkey too.
They're so cute.
Yes, and there's also, I wanted to mention, a place where you can actually, document memories. Maybe you have a family member that made a sock monkey for you, and you want to, document that, and just all those wonderful memories we have from
so
both
we can
quilts,
treasure them.
Yeah, quilts and these fabric characters that a lot of times give us a lot of comfort over the years. So
That's so fun.
yes. And I would love, can I show you one of the kind of humorous?
Of course.
So this one, I'll get my glasses on here. We may have different views. You can see the side eye. We may not always see eye to eye. This is one of my mother's bears from her collection.
That's so sweet.
But we see each other for who we are. My world is more colorful because of you. You are beautiful inside and out. You, my dear, are a forever friend.
Oh.
And I love you to pieces.
Oh, it's so cute. I love that, Amy. It's just adorable.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me this wonderful chance to share.
Oh, I'm so glad you were able to come up. It's such a fun gift, and it just keeps on giving because, like you said, you've included these great patterns that people can make so that they can pass the love of a handmade treasure on to future generations. Pretty sweet. Thank you so much. Amy, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your adorable Love You to Pieces book and these great projects that come along with it. So can you, touch on them one more time and then tell everyone where they can follow along with what you're up to?
I would love to.
Okay, great.
I would love to, and thank you for having me.
Anytime.
So here we have the 3 patterns that are included with the book, and they're accessed through a QR code in the back of the book. You have your yo-yo clown.
So cute.
And you have the Sunshine Polly doll. And what I'm showing here are a couple other examples of dolls. And you can see how you can change up the eyes too. That's kind of fun here, what we did on this. And there's also the sock monkey. So this is a new version of a sock monkey that we created from the vintage patterns. So that's the fun thing. You get to see the vintage patterns, plus we give you tips for making it new again. And I also forgot to mention, you do, with that QR code, receive a little video I did on the history of quilt blocks.
Oh, awesome.
And it shares some of the stories behind the quilts that are in the book. So that's kind of a fun...
so many fun extras.
Right. And that's true. What I love to share online is the stories and the history of the quilts and the treasures that I find. And so the best way to follow along on my adventures is to go ahead and sign up for my newsletter at amybarickman.com. And then I also have a YouTube channel, and that's just my name, Amy Barickman. Of course, there's Facebook, and I have a little Vintage Made Modern group where people can share maybe the treasure that they make from the patterns in the book too. So yes, and Instagram, of course. But I try to, I try in my newsletter to share some really valuable information as well as free patterns and other things on a regular basis.
Oh, that's so fun.
I'd love it if people would follow along.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Amy. We appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I can't wait to see all of the adorable dolls and projects you make, and we love you to pieces, so we'll see you next time. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching at home. We're so excited to be almost 1 million quilters strong here at Missouri Star. And so if you haven't already joined our family, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all of our future tutorials. And we'll see you soon.